But the idea is that some people are embracing this idea of enhancement, it's so-called transhumanism, the world's most dangerous idea, as someone else said. This notion that you can enhance yourself physically or mentally with new technologies above and beyond what we are at the moment. It begs the question why you would want to do that. But that's another story. Suffice it to say that, and this is a surprise, that our bodies are ready for it. Human nerve cells are brilliant as components on integrated circuits, as you can see here, this beautiful picture of, these are nerve cells and this is a circuit. And what you may not be aware of, apart from the two people who put their hands up, is that neurons, brain cells, are brilliant electronic components. They've had the whole of evolution to become so. And so here they are functioning as electronic components, generating these tiny voltages. Very comfortable with silicon. Carbon is very close to silicon. So that could give rise to something called the neurochip. So here you see these silicon picket fences on an integrated circuit, and here you can see this splodgy thing, a cell, fitting in between them. And then if you look down on it here, you can see a whole array. This is from someone called Fromherz in Germany, if you want to Google him, Peter Fromherz. And you can see here the cell flanked by the picket fences and then all sort of hooking up. So what will that do to your kid's idea of what life is? And I'm not saying this computer is conscious, far from it, but it's blurring very much the distinction between carbon and silica, between living and non-living, between artificial and biological. So, if you have chips on the brain on chips, you have chips in the brain. Some people think that yes, here we are doing our email, and here's some, I don't know why he's smiling, or she's smiling because they've lost their body there, with the email being sent directly in. Well, that's not happening any day soon, but we are now seeing increasingly applications of people having brain transplants and being able, if they're paralyzed, nonetheless to will prosthetic arms to do things. It's quite amazing and very, very exciting in terms of medical advances, these brain implants. So this is the invasion. Now, of course, no one, unless they are very severely paralyzed or ill, is going to volunteer for brain surgery, but this I do find slightly sinister. It takes nothing and feels nothing to have electrodes on the surface of your brain. And already, people are discovering that according to the EEG, the brain waves you generate, you can control the environment according to the certain signature of the brain waves. This has been used for kids with attention deficit problems and is already available commercially with this somewhat sinister commodity called play attention, where this helmet does the job of those electrodes and it will train the kid to concentrate or think in a certain way that only when he or she generates certain brain waves will that drive certain things on the computer screen. Now, I think this is the sort of thing that is both worrying and exciting. I don't know if there's any teachers here. Would you really like to teach a class of children wearing red helmets? Would the children think that only when they put the helmets on they could learn? And how long is it before it's monitoring things coming out, it stimulates things going in? I'll just leave those thoughts with you. But that's on the market. You can see it's a commercial device. Yeah. So what is the future? This is the future. Yeah. Is it a sunrise or a sunset? And where do we place creativity? Those of you who are waiting to hear about creativity, I promise you, bear with me. It's coming quite soon. So here we have, I think, the options. The cyber world. I like this picture of the cyber world. Now, I call that the nobody scenario. Because you're nobody. You're just saying, yuck and wow. You've abrogated your sense of self. You're in the sensory rather than the cognitive domain. You're there having experiences, you're having process at a premium over content, over meaning. If you do that, then you're neither a particular individual, and I would suggest you're not very fulfilled. You're just there in the moment. Just there in the moment. And whilst we all like doing this, bizarrely, we all want to have wine, women, and song, drugs, sex, and rock and roll, skiing, whatever channel we adopt. But if you said, I want to do that all the time, then you'd feel rather sorry for the person, for they weren't fulfilled as people. I'm sure if your kids said, I want to go on the beach and the bar all the time, that's all I want to do. Perhaps that's what they do say to her. Then you'd feel that somehow something's gone wrong. Similarly, if someone said, I never let myself go. I never, I'm always on course, I'm never just relaxing. You'd feel sorry for them. So there's something that's strange about this, this techno world, but I think taken to extreme, as perhaps modern living might do, then we're not delivering really the best for fulfilling your human potential. There's the someone scenario. I've just used George Bernard Shaw again because he was a someone. That's how most of us in the West will identify ourselves. You see yourself as someone different from someone else. How do you define yourself? This is from my colleagues of mine at the Royal Institution. And I'm sure they wouldn't mind me sharing this. I just like more eyeing each other up. I just